Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the house of David the elect. And I want to go into that word faithful. Who is faithful in the Lord? Many can say that they love the Lord, that they follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? They can put on a garment. They can teach the word of the Lord. But who is actually faithful? Alright? Let's get that word, that definition for the word faithful. It says to be loyal, constant, steadfast. It says true to the facts or the original. Alright? To be loyal, constant, and steadfast. So I'm going to start at Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 45. Who then is that faithful and wise servant whom his Lord has made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Right, so the Lord has made many rulers over his household. That household represents the congregation of Israel, and the rulers are the ones teaching his book. But who is going to be accounted faithful in the Lord when he returns? And who's going to receive that penny? Who's going to receive the reward for the faithfulness? Well, that word faithful actually goes into fighting for the Lord. Alright? If you're on the battlefield, when you're going to battle, you want to have a person right next to you that's faithful, that's going to fight, that's going to be dedicated to protecting you and you protecting them. So that's what the Lord asks for his servants to do for him. The Lord did not ask his servants to go and feed the homeless. He didn't ask his servants to go and set up shop. He told his servants to fight for his name, to fight for this truth. Like the book of James said, be contenders for the truth. Now this is Psalms 101 and verse 6. It says, my eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may walk and dwell with me. Let me read that one more time. My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. Right, the Lord's eyes are only fixed upon the faithful of the land. Okay, and this is why the Lord has set up certain men to be faithful unto him, because not all men are going to be faithful. Many men have a lot of things to say, but their actions don't back up what they're saying. It says that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in the perfect way, he shall serve me. So he that walketh in the perfect way, he shall serve me. And what makes you perfect? Does your own righteousness make you perfect? No. It's your sincere heart. It's your dedication to the Lord. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let's get Revelations chapter 14. Right, because it's not our own righteousness that makes us perfect in the Lord. This is Revelations chapter 14 and verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. Right, these are they that were not defiled with different philosophies. These different philosophies are likened unto women. And a lot of our people have committed spiritual fornication when they go in onto these different women. As it is written, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is a jealous and he's a power. Okay, he's a jealous power. He has married himself unto the nation of Israel. It says, these are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. Right, so they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. And why are they without fault? Because they are faithful unto the Lord. Because these men that are on the planet Earth today that are preaching the word, which they're going to be a few, the Lord has put it in their spirit to be faithful unto him, to fight for him unto the latter end. As the scriptures say, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. So what makes a faithful servant? Can anyone just be faithful just by putting on a garment? No. He that is with the Lord, the ones that are preaching the word of the Lord with their whole heart, that are fighting for this truth, that have left off everything, those are they that are faithful, because a man could be in this truth. Many men come in this truth, but they have not cast off this world yet. And they may be preaching the word, but they're only doing it half-heartedly. So who is a faithful and wise servant that the Lord is going to reward in the time to come? Those that are fighting for him. Now this is Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Right? So who's going to rise up for the Lord? Now, that question, who is a faithful servant, is a rhetorical question. Now the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, he said he knew who those were that would not believe in him. And he knew who those were that were going to believe in him, that were going to stay steadfast. Now, the reason why it's a rhetorical question is because this question is given to every man in this truth. Okay? Are you going to be faithful to me? Now, every man have gotten that question. Now, every man have made it expedient. They have made the choice to go and to run with this truth, to preach this truth. But there's only going to be those that are going to preach the truth with their whole heart. There's only going to be those that are going to be dedicated to the Lord. All right, it says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Right, who's going to stand up for the Lord until the very end? Because many men were called into this truth, but not all men are going to be faithful. So this is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 2. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the marriage, and they will not come. Again he sent other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready come unto the marriage. So the kingdom of heaven is already established, and is already ready for the elect. But who are those that are going to be faithful, that are going to receive the kingdom of heaven? It says, but they made light of it, and went their way, one to its farm, another to its merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and they treated them spitefully, and slew them. Right, so the remnant, those that were called to the marriage, those that are called to the supper, they made light of it. And men do that by what? By not preaching the truth with their whole heart, by being lukewarm, by not taking this thing seriously. And a lot of men fall in that category, man. We're seeing it in the spirit. And so those that the Lord deems faithful, those are the ones that are going to preach the truth with their whole heart. These are the ones that are going to endure to the very end. These are the ones that are going to contend for this truth, fight for this truth until the very end. Those are the ones that the Lord deems faithful. It says, but when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies, and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their cities. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as you shall find, bid to their marriage. So that's what we're doing right now. As we go to the highways and byways, we're bidding those that were bid to come. Okay, we're blowing the trumpets to our people, and many are coming in. But it says, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on the wedding garment. Right, and many men come in this truth, they don't have the wedding garment. Okay, they're still holding on to the philosophies of Esau or Edom. They still believe in the hell doctrine. Okay, many men, they come in this truth, and they come in for the wrong reason. Okay, they're trying to make merchandise of the Lord's truth. They're trying to use this truth for many, and many of you guys are out there, and you know who you are. We don't got to say any names. It says, and he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to his servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. Right, the few that are going to be chosen are the ones that are going to be faithful. Because what's going to separate them from the unfaithful is these men are going to fight for the Lord until the very end. These are men that are placed upon the earth to walk this straight and narrow path and do the work of the Lord until the very end. And that's their specific job that they have on this earth. Okay? So once again, who's that wise and faithful servant who the Lord is going to give his due meat in due season? All right. The Lord only knows that question, but you got to ask yourself that question. Do you fall on the right-hand side of the Lord or on the left-hand side? That's why we always got to examine ourselves every single day, whether we be in the faith. You see? Because examination of yourself, it doesn't just come one day out of the week. Okay, it's an everyday thing. Preaching the word of the Lord is an everyday thing. Glorifying the Heavenly Father is an everyday thing. It's not just going out to camp. A lot of you guys just go to camp, and then when you come home, you're just being a demon for the rest of the week. Your mind is not even in tune with His word. And this is why the Lord said many that are called will not be chosen. Many of you guys are not chosen, man. Only the elect, only those that fought for the Lord, that are going to fight for the Lord with their whole heart, they're the ones that's chosen. So with that, I pray you guys are edified. All the praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. Until the next time I say, hey, Shalom.